This week's News 2 movie review highlights a young man's love for film. The Fabelmans highlights the life of Sammy, a boy who falls in love with movies after a trip to see the greatest show on earth.
Filmmaker Steven Spielberg follows the child as he begins to make
his own. I'm sorry, I told her that I would scroll the prompter for her, and I forgot. Blame me.
begins to make his own productions. The captivating story got excellent reviews online, but will it now get our Manning Frank's approval? Let's find out.
What does the name Steven Spielberg evoke to you? Is it the awe and wonder of an E.T. the extraterrestrial? Or is it the adventurous adrenaline of an Indiana Jones? Or perhaps it is even the emotional pull of a Schindler's List. Whatever your reaction may be to that name, it is unmistakable that it has weight. And yet with that weight, there is always the dreaded cloud of expectation. And it's always unfortunate when a master behind the camera's film doesn't click with you. The Fabelmans was that for me.
You always have to be the center of attention.
Stop shouting at her!
That has been nothing but disrespect from you. I'm your mother!
Family, art. It'll tear you in two.
Loosely inspired by the early life of Spielberg himself, Sammy Fabelman falls head over heels for film after his parents take him to his first feature at a young age, resulting in a hunger for cinema that cannot be extinguished.
What was your favorite part?
As he grows up, though, Sammy's picturesque life begins to shatter as the real world sets in, and he is forced to choose between the duty of family and his passion for movie making. Perfectly serviceable is not the descriptor you want to use when discussing a Steven Spielberg movie, but that's exactly how I felt after watching The Fabelmans. While it boasts the same earnest feeling of awe familiar with Spielberg's filmography, the structure of the film is scattershot at best and messy at worst. Individual scenes can inspire you 1 second with the director's trademark sentimentality, but on a macro level, the focus of the story becomes just as blurry as the focus rack on a camera. Spielberg certainly has a mastery over his craft, that much is for certain, even from the first few scenes. The infectious wonder that he has for the filmmaking process is successfully translated to the screen. Unfortunately, it's a disconnect with the characters that prevents this thin script from being anything other than an ode to the movies. The character, not surprisingly, to rise above this issue is the charismatic lead performance of Gabriel LaBelle as Sammy, who deftly navigates us through the film's highs and its lows. The Fabelmans was always destined to be Spielberg's most personal film, and with that emotional proximity, perhaps it was always destined to cloud the film's focus. Perfectly serviceable is not what I wanted to take away from this movie. Yet with that, Spielberg has enough cinematic inspiration here to remind you why we love the movies, and why he does too. I'm giving The Fabelmans a for you to decide. You can watch it only in theaters.
Okay, let's go back. So we were crying laughing during this because, so the teleprompter, for those of you who don't know, the words move up, right? Sometimes we read from that, other time, right?
We're
now
just
it's
ad-libbing.
But Chad had the controller, and he stopped rolling, and Lauren had more to read, but she didn't know what it said, so she had to wait.
Let me give you some background.
Okay.
Yes.
So I don't know if you noticed, but the side monitor, the movie seats were sideways. It was a technical error. The movie seats were I was so distracted by that I forgot to scroll.
The words.
So I thought the words were going to move up, and that's why I was like...
She's like doing a fake drum roll. All right, so let me tell you what happened to me one time. Same thing, we had a story that was on tape, right? So it was a thing, here's so-and-so with the story. And I started talking to my co-anchor at the time and not scrolling through the story script on our teleprompter, which is it's like a 2-minute package, right? Or we call them package of story. And so when it came back to me on camera, I didn't know what I was supposed to say, and I had to scroll all the way through that package. And so I just stared. If you took camera 3, I just stared and stared for about 7 seconds. It was the worst ever.
That's when we just go to weather at that point.
So I apologize to Lauren. At least you know.
You did. It's okay.
You owned it.
For it.
Yes.
I have had worse slip-ups on air. It is okay.
I was not helping
we
a
all
bit.
had
I'm over here laughing,
moment.
bent over backwards. I was crying laughing. Anyway.
You should watch this movie, though.
I'm sure it's good.
It got an approval. Yeah.